Welcome fellow gamers to Insightful Gaming. Today we're going to dissect an extraordinary Contraverse Hold setup that's been setting foes ablaze since Lightfall. This build grants you the power to spam grenades and super, making it a powerhouse for any situation. Brace yourself for infinite void grenades powered up by our exotic armor Contraverse Hold. Not just that, but we also have infinite Devour to keep your health bar topped up in the heat of the battle. And as if that's not enough, we've got some killer seasonal mods that turbocharge this build, transforming you into a walking, talking, Nova-throwing god. This build is your go-to when it comes to mowing down enemies, and you can couple it with void-heavy weapons for an even more lethal strike. It's one of the premier Void Warlock builds out there, and that's not just my opinion. So let's dive in and discover how this build can skyrocket your gameplay. If this build sparks joy and proves helpful, don't forget to slam that thumbs up button, drop a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more thrilling builds and gaming content. Without further ado, let's dive in. Now let's get down to business and discuss how to rock this Void Warlock build. The secret sauce to this build is using vortex grenades, which receive a boost from our chaos accelerant aspect. Plus, each time your supercharged grenade scores a hit, you get over half of your grenade energy back. This means you've always got a grenade in the hole ready to fire. Our exotic perk, Chaotic Exchanger, awards you damage resistance while you're charging up your vortex grenade. Topple weakened foes and it'll spawn an orb of power and a void breach, refilling your ability, grenade, and melee energy reserves. Keep those grenades flying, debilitate your enemies, and knock them out to keep the orb of power and void breaches flowing. In the moments between grenade tosses, use your primary void weapon to continue your onslaught. Void weapon kills will also churn out orbs of power, supplying even more energy for your abilities. And remember, Devour is your best friend. It will keep you in the pink and continuously stock up your grenade energy for unleashing those mammoth, supercharged void vortex grenades. Make sure you're popping your abilities as soon as they're off cooldown and keep the cycle rolling. It's effortless, fluid, and fearsome. With its immense flexibility and power, it's undoubtedly one of the top-tier builds in the game. Thanks to the Contraverse Hold exotic gloves and its perk, we can blitz abilities in super, survive nail-biting battles, and annihilate adds and champions with ease. With this build, you can fearlessly face any challenge Destiny 2 throws at you. Let's talk about the abilities we have chosen for this build. We carefully pick each one to match our playstyle and maximize our effectiveness in combat. First up is Cataclysm. With this ultimate, we can fire a huge Nova bomb that tracks enemies and creates miniature black holes when it explodes. It's perfect for wiping out groups of enemies or taking down tougher foes. Our grenade of choice is the Vortex Grenade, which creates a field of damaging energy that expands. It's great for area denial and can trap enemies or cut off choke points. Plus, with our aspect, the grenade can get supercharged, making it even more powerful and pulling enemies together for us to unleash our other abilities. Plus, this also synergizes really well with our exotic Contraverse Hold. Next up, we're using Healing Rift for our class ability. It creates a circle of healing energy that quickly restores our health and shields. For mobility, we have Burst Glide, the Voidwalker's movement ability. It lets us launch ourselves through the air, cover large distances, and gain additional maneuverability. And for melee, we're using Pocket Singularity, which creates a miniature black hole that draws in enemies and explodes when it makes contact. It's perfect for taking out groups of weaker enemies or setting up larger targets for our other abilities. Together, these abilities work seamlessly and create a devastating combination that makes us a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. Moving on to the aspects that enhance our build, we have Chaos Accelerant, which allows us to hold our grenade to overcharge it, resulting in a more lethal and effective grenade. Additionally, when paired with our Vortex Grenade, it increases the vortex's size and duration, making it even deadlier. This aspect is an integral component of our build, amplifying our grenade's potency and replenishing our energy reserves upon grenade kills. When wearing Contraverse Hold, you can also resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenade. Furthermore, charged Void Grenades will return grenade energy on hit, generating grenade energy upon hitting a target from the exotic perk. Our next aspect is Feed the Void, which activates Devour when you defeat a target with a Void ability. While Devour is active, final blows restore health and extend Devour. Plus, we also get grenade energy, which is a crucial part of this build. With these aspects, we have multiple ways to generate grenade energy, weaken enemies, and stay alive in the toughest battles. Switching gears to our fragments, we've picked out Echo of Provision, which grants melee energy every time we damage a target with our grenade, an excellent fragment that keeps our melee energy topped up. Next, we're rolling with Echo of Undermining for that extra weakening punch. Lastly, we're bringing Echo of Persistence into the mix, extending our Devour and other void buffs. To wrap it up, we've got Echo of Remnants. This fragment doubles the lingering grenade effects for our vortex grenade. These aspects are the perfect fit for our build, blending seamlessly with our overall setup. Now let's delve into the weaponry that will elevate this build to invincible heights. To make this happen, we need a primary weapon that showers you with overshields like it's going out of style. So keep your eyes peeled for weapons brandishing the Repulsor Brace perk. This remarkable perk serves up overshields when you vanquish foes, granting you a formidable 4 to 5 HP shield for a solid 8 seconds, which is only amplified by our trusty Echo of Persistence fragment. Some of the exceptional weapons to look at include the Veil's X Hollow Denial, or the fresh off-the-press Old Age Bond from the last Wish raid, furnished with Repulsor Brace and destabilizing rounds. For your heavy artillery, take your pick according to your preference. Now let's delve into our armor mods. We're equipping 2 Ashes to Assets mods, which bestow upon us bonus super energy with every grenade kill. And trust me, with this build, grenade kills are the norm thanks to our devastating Vortex Bombardment. Next in line, we're using Harmonic, which unfurls an orb of power with rapid void weapon final blows. This is the go-to for swiftly and effectively generating orbs of power. Transitioning to our exotic armor, we are slotting in 2 grenade kickstart mods, which instantly replenish our grenade energy when it's exhausted. This saps one of our armor charge buffs, but fret not. We're churning out a copious amount of armor charges in this build. With these grenade kickstart mods and the Contraverse Hold's exotic perk, we can regain our grenades just a second or 2 post-use. Up next, we're using Bold String Detonation. This gives us class ability energy each time we inflict damage with a grenade. Regarding our chest piece, feel free to slot in your chosen defensive mods here. Shifting focus to our boots, we're strapping on 1 Innervation mod, hacking away at grenade cooldown each time we harvest an orb of power. We're also fitting in stacks on stacks, bestowing an additional armor charge stack with each orb of power collected. That's right, a single orb yields 2 stacks. Up next, we're donning Insulation, which trims down ability cooldown each time we gather an orb of power. Wrapping things up with our Warlock Bond, we're sliding in 1 Bomber mod, cutting down grenade cooldown every time we utilize our class ability. We're also installing the Reaper mod, aiding in birthing another orb of power after a kill following class ability usage, a frequent spectacle in this build. To top it off, we're utilizing Powerful Attraction. This gem magnetically draws in nearby orbs of power every time you trigger your class ability. Let's deep dive into the seasonal mods. These are the critical enhancements that fine-tune our electrifying rig, cranking up your abilities to record-breaking heights and leaving your foes utterly bamboozled. Kicking things off, we have a lineup of 5 unique anti-champion mods to play around with. For our build, select the ones that best match the specific challenge you're stepping into. Next up, in the second row, we're opting for authorized mods Void and Melee. These gems significantly slash the energy costs of all armor mods that amp up your melee and arc abilities. For the third row, get yourself the Unto the Breach mod. This baby triggers a Void Breach when you knock out a Void to buff target while your Void subclass is running. Onto the fourth column, we cherry-pick the Counter Charge mod, which gives an armor charge stack each time you stun a champion. We're also running with the Protective Breach mod. This lifesaver hands out an overshield or tops up your existing one every time you pick up a Void Breach. And finally, in the fifth row, we're going with Supernova, which sets off a massive weakening pulse from your next source of Void damage once you snag a Void Breach. We're also throwing in Squad Goals. Pulling off a finisher while Devour is in place spreads Devour to nearby buddies when your Void subclass is active. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the grand finale of our build. I trust this video left you both enlightened and amused. If this video tickled your fancy and you crave more, don't hesitate to drop a comment, smash that like button, and hit subscribe. Until our next rendezvous, keep hustling and may the RNG gods shower you with their blessings.